Power up. Get over here! Good evening, everybody at YouTube. Thank you again for joining us. Once again, it is the three middle-aged dudes just bullshitting about nothing. I am the Reverend
Theme here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
Yeah, Gray Mouse and Theme are over there at his pad because we're all going to meet up tomorrow. Yep.
Theme Park.
We're going to meet up tomorrow. We're going to see Captain America Civil War. That'll be my second time seeing it. I don't want to rub it in.
Yeah, you just did it, bro.
But I'm going to say that we're all going to have a good time. Because there's other things I could talk about, you know? For some reason, the song Ebony and Ivory is going through my head. With that, like we usually do, we're going to start the Geek Week in Review. A little bit of video game news and a lot of pop culture news. First thing on our agenda, because we mentioned this last week, actually, it appears that Persona 5 actually has a Japanese release date, but there is no release date for the American or European release.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Persona, man.
Yep. And
Asia to the rescue.
yeah, well, no, that's the thing, though. If I believe Japan, they have it set for the 15th of September. But the funny thing is that Atlas and everything else, they usually do their localizations in tandem. So I'm not sure if the Japanese version is going to release in tandem with an Asian version that will have English subtitles and other things on it. This just kind of highlights the problem that we know with Atlas severing their ties with Nippon Ichi, which we mentioned last week, and that's obviously something everybody's going to have to worry about.
God damn it, man. Fuck.
None of us are happy about that.
No.
Something that actually is coming out to the States, though, is that there is a set-in-stone release date for Mighty Number 9.
Finally.
You're telling me I contributed to that Kickstarter.
I was going to say, didn't you?
Yes, I did. In fact, there's, I
Wait,
remember.
wasn't it 3 years ago? 2013?
Yeah, that was a Kickstarter.
I thought it was 12.
Let's see here. I can jump on my Kickstarter page right now.
With all the delays, I even reported on the delays. I even talked about the delays on my channel. And it's like, come on, dude. I understand that you want to make this thing as perfect as you can get it.
Yep.
But the way that the project was so messed up, they had even started on another project while they were on this one.
Yeah.
And that's what messed up.
That pissed people off.
That really pissed people off. People were like, wait, you're gonna start this next shit? You're not even done with this one. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm usually not too picky about stuff like that, but after the fact that they went ahead and they announced that, and then they followed it up with not just one announced delay, but two announced delays. Yeah, that was pretty fucked up. So,
yeah, everybody let concept have it.
You know,
at that point. And
the thing is that, like I said, Mighty Number 9, it was just one of those things where it was just everybody was looking forward to it, especially given the fact that Mega Man Legends, that project went ahead and it fell to shit. It died in a ball of flame.
Well, the people wanted a Mega Man game from Capcom, but this is the next best thing, I guess.
Substitute.
Yeah, this is a spiritual successor, I guess. Is what
okay, the game was successfully funded in October 1st, 2013. And it is now set to release on June 24th in Europe. And in North America and Asia, it is set to release on the 21st.
If this shit delays again.
It's next month, man. They're not going to delay it.
If this shit delays again.
Look, at least they're not going to be sitting there saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're delaying it because we want to go ahead and add it to the Wii U, the NX launch up."
If this shit delays again,
if they said that, I'd be pissed.
again,
This shit
look at
delayed.
All right, look at what you just pointed out. I was about to say that shit, and then you pointed it out. I was gonna be like, "What about the NX?"
I was hoping to be facetious, but if that happened, I would. Yeah, you would see me very angry on this fucking screen.
Well, in the defense of the NX, though.
What?
In the defense of the NX.
We all knew the NX was coming.
But hang on,
last year.
Hang on, but it was never a confirmed date. They never went out on
It was
record.
a confirmed system.
Yes, but they never said what the release date was. So you can't say that. So we finally got a release date on the NX. It hasn't been pushed back yet.
Rewind here. Rewind a few steps. Remember, we're talking about Mighty Number 9.
Exactly.
But he brought it up. I'm just adding on to the conversation. But anyway,
Understood.
hey, congratulations! You'll finally get your game. 3 years late.
Hey, look.
No, the original. The
No, it
original,
wasn't 3
I
years.
know
late,
I'm being
but-
facetious here.
the original forecast was back around September 2015, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you're right.
Then they went ahead and they delayed it until end of the year, and then they were like, okay, no, it's actually going to come out sometime in March, and then they delayed it again. So
No, they delayed it to put some more shit into it. Some
Yeah.
Multiplayer
shit.
bullshit. Network.
Yeah, network shit. It's like, why the fuck is that necessary?
Why don't they just do a day one patch? I'm just saying. That's what the thing is nowadays. Day one patch.
No, that is never fucking acceptable.
No, it's never.
No, it's
It is
not.
not.
It's
That
never.
is never
You're right.
acceptable.
Reverend's right.
You're
It's
right.
never.
No.
It's never acceptable.
You're right.
to do
You're
that.
right. You're right.
That's like saying,
Isn't this game on an Unreal 3 engine?
Yeah.
yeah.
The engine was already built.
But wait a minute. You got games that are going on Unreal 4 engine. This one is on Unreal 3.
He has nothing to say.
No, both of you, Reverend and Grey Mouse were like,
Look, what happened? What I think happened was that plans, the initial corporate plans for the game got bigger once Deep Silver got involved.
Yeah.
And then once they got involved, they probably, just like a lot of publishers, whenever they pick up like Kickstarter projects and other things like this, is that they probably said, hey, look, we'll go ahead and forward you some more funding, and then that will also give you the ability to go out of your way to add a few more features. It's part of being under a publisher, unfortunately. So, like I said, I'm pretty sure if they would have stayed with the base,
that and Bloodstain.
yeah, if they would have, yeah, if they would have stayed with the base,
That's not guaranteed. So Bloodstain's going to be delayed like 10 times.
No, Bloodstain never had a release date. That's the smartest thing that they did.
yeah, no,
So there's not, we're expecting it, and then, come on, Spider-Man!
Then,
No, none of that was with Bloodstain. People were just like twiddling their thumbs and waiting. But
when is it? When is it?
yeah, when is it?
you guys are very much in chorus.
Say again?
I said, you guys are very much in chorus. In the back of my mind, Ebony and Ivory. Those last two parts were like in sync.
No!
Like you
Great minds think alike. Fuck you, all right?
I'm just saying. See, you're doing that shit straight up here.
What happened?
I grabbed my beard, then you grabbed yours. We both took a sip. Proving his fucking point. But
Proving your
anyway,
point too.
okay, fine. Anyway,
So Mighty Number 9 finally got a release date coming next month. When is it? June
21st for North
21st,
America.
first day of summer.
Yep. Actually, no. Summer has already kind of started, if you think about it. That's
what?
something else altogether.
Or just officially? Ray Mouse was talking about officially.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite official, right?
This
And now, wait, come on now. The weather here,
California, man.
Summer is in January.
Yeah, no shit.
Summer doesn't stop here in California. That's
I
just how
know
it is.
this, especially Southern California.
Yep.
Hey, people in other places like Wyoming are mad at us.
Yeah, they got snow on the ground, man. Blizzard. But okay, back to
Mighty
Number 9. I'm glad it's finally getting a release date.
Yep. I'm finally glad it's getting a release date. You know, like I said, I went ahead and I contributed to Kickstarter, so I've been kind of waiting for the thing for about 9 months now. So,
It's delayed again.
if it does, like I said, I will be very, very unhappy, and I will say something about it.
I can imagine what he's put on his YouTube.
Hey, wait, I'll say something about it.
Yeah.
I would too. Just
I mean,
for
come on.
GP, man.
No,
It's
man.
too much. Yeah.
It's been way too much time. This game better not have any bugs or flaws in it. This shit better run smoothly. I better shoot shit. Shit better die. It better not be no fucked up ass load times like King of Fighters 95 loading screens.
Yeah.
No, none of that shit.
All I know is that I better not go ahead, install that fucking thing, and then be welcomed by now updating on the fucking it downloads like 2 fucking gigs. No.
A 3 gig day 1 patch.
Oh, you know damn well that Xbox 360 owners are gonna get the red rings because of that.
They can't get an Xbox again because they quit production of them.
I can still get them.
I know.
So, alrighty. Moving on into the video game news, other big piece of video game news that was that occurred earlier this week was that on excuse me, earlier this week on May 5th, it was announced that there were 6 new classic games inducted into the Video Game Hall of Fame. In fact, this was big enough news that CBS News went ahead and reported on it. The Video Game Hall of Fame actually exists in Rochester, New York, and basically what they have is basically a pop culture, a media type museum, and this one is dedicated to video games. This year's inductees, 6 inductees to the Video Game Hall of Fame, are the following: Space Invaders, The Oregon Trail, Grand Theft Auto 3, Sonic the Hedgehog, Legend of Zelda, and The Sims.
Yep.
So that's the honored 6 that was put into the Video Game Hall of Fame in Rochester, New York. Guys, thoughts and opinions on that? To be completely honest, I didn't even know that there really was a Video Game Hall of Fame. Just to be completely honest.
Yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
This is their second inductees.
Yeah.
All I gotta say is, okay, a good ass shooter, good shooter, Space Invaders. If you haven't played Space Invaders Extreme for the Nintendo DS, play that shit. Death by dysentery.
I think I can say this. We all played Oregon Trail in school. That's the required.
In school, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember.
Video games aren't educational.
Well, some are educational, but some aren't fun. But Oregon Trail was both. It was educational, it was fun, and I kept shitting.
Yeah.
That's a fucked up way to go.
Or even worse was, your wagon wheel is busted.
Yeah.
You can't.
Your journey ends here. It's like, really? I wasn't doing anything. I was just letting text pass. I wasn't even.
Congratulations to the Oregon Trail. It's so overlooked by so many. If you've never played the Oregon Trail, never heard of it, seek it out. It is worth your time.
Actually, I believe you can find the original game in Flash format for free. I believe in the Retro Arcade Graveyard or one of the many other sites out there that actually has the old classic games on Flash playable in your browser, so you don't even have to fucking download it. Then again, it was like on a 54K fucking 5 1/4 floppy disk. So yeah, that shit will download. That would only be an issue downloading if you still had dial-up. You know,
It would be an issue even with dial-up.
Let's see here.
The Sims.
Sims, yes.
Interesting why the Sims are in there. I mean, that's an
Nothing against
influential.
that.
That's definitely an influential game.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
there's a few things that the Sims did. One of the things that it did was that it went ahead and broke open the simulation genre. Yeah, sure, we had other games before it, like Populous,
Yeah.
and like all of the city builder games, the world building games, a whole bunch of the Peter Molyneux type games. But the Sims was the first game that actually went ahead and distilled it down to something where it was like, hey, look, it's not going to feel like you're learning this huge fucking textbook of information to actually fucking play. If all you want to do is take your little sim, plop him down in a square empty yard and build a wall around him and watch him die from starving to death,
You
feel
could.
free. All right?
Yeah.
Or you can sit there, build the whole neighborhood of Sims, invite everybody for a pool party, and then delete the ladder out of the pool just to watch them all drown. Feel free.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one of the other things that the Sims did, just like Tetris did for console games, is that it exposed a lot of ladies to PC gaming. Yeah, I know a lot of folks may say, well, no, the MMOs went ahead and did that. No, not on the level that the Sims did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
The Sims opened up the door for those.
Yes, they did.
Yep. And not only that, but they also made it kind of set up the framework where a lot of the full sandbox customizable simulation games, that type of interface and mechanics and everything else, a lot of the modern things that are available to gamers now that are playing those types of games, those mechanics were put in place and made popular by the Sims.
Speaking of sandbox, GTA 3.
Yes.
I remember when GTA 3 was running rampant on PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox owners were begging to suck dick in order to get this game on that console. They were.
Yep.
They were begging
Yep.
Jodasine to get this game.
All I know is that I know a lot of Halo fanboys who stopped talking about Halo, and that was the only reason for gaming when GTA 3 came out.
Mm-hmm. Once again, a lot to do with the gaming industry.
Yep.
You know, even with the controversy, quote unquote, with the gameplay and the game style, and oh my god, it looks real. It's not fucking real. It's a simulation game. You can't die and come back to life. You can't do any of that shit.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not taking 50 bullets by cops, motherfuckers. Come on.
I mean, with GTA 3, you know, it opened up the sandbox genre. I think it completely opened it up for games that we have today.
Yep.
You could thank GTA 3 for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Grand Theft Auto
Neither am I.
just to be completely honest. But I'm not going to argue where GTA 3 was a good game and how it cracked open that particular part of the industry, and it very much influenced a lot of games, not just action games, not just third-person shooters, not just driving games. It influenced a lot of games as far as, hey, look, go out of your way. We're going to give you a shitload of things to do. And if the player chooses to do it, they can go out of their way and do that, or they can do the main story.
It's just the thing that you have variety. You have choices.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it kind of opened up Witcher. I mean, Witcher type games, Skyrim type games, it really did. You don't have to, I mean, you could do the story if you want.
On the console.
Yeah. You could do, that's what I mean, on the console. But you could do your story if you want. But you don't have to. You can go over here and do this.
Yeah, you can do a lot of shit as you please, and then come back to the game.
And then come back when you want to.
If you're still alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations to GTA 3 as far as getting in the Video Game Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Sonic.
the icon, the mascot.
Of Sega.
Yes.
The blue mascot.
The blue, yeah.
And they were very wise to go with the first game. That is, I will say that up front. Let's just say this. Without Sonic the Hedgehog and blast processing,
I knew that was coming up.
running
I knew that
around,
was coming up.
spinning circles around the stuttering frame rates of the launch games on the Super Nintendo, the whole Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo fanboy wars and game race would not have existed.
That's true.
Let's just say that right now.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, a real fanboy war, by the way, the 16-bit, the 8-bit, 16-bit wars.
I'll never forget that that commercial about Mario Kart and Sonic. You know, this is blast processing.
They dog Mario Kart.
This is Mario Kart. I was like, oh man, that's fucked
They
up.
dog Mario Kart on that commercial.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Well, you know,
Mario Kart playing in the back of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
well, you know that the Genesis was a full 3 megahertz faster as far as its main processor to the Super Nintendo. So,
Well, they had to come up with a phrase for that, blast processing.
yeah. But as far as video game franchises go, there is Sonic is one of those titles that people know by name, and they can identify everything about it, even if they've never really played the game. It's one of the few franchise titles which is a household name. You have things like Super Mario Brothers, Donkey Kong, GTA is one of them also, and then you have a lot of those are from Super Nintendo. Folks who've grown up, or even going back all the way to the Nintendo Entertainment System. Then you have Sonic, which showed up, made his home on the Sega Genesis, had a few appearances on other consoles. I'm not going to sit there and completely expound on his legacy because it may not be the best legacy out there as far as games go, but yeah, definitely an influence on the industry.
All right, so now my most favorite one, The Legend of Zelda.
Da-da-da-da.
What can you say about this game that hasn't already been said by us or any other gamer
absolutely.
that's been playing games for a very fucking long time?
That's the grandfather of open world.
Well, let's think about it. Look at what the NES did with it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And you pop that bitch in, and it's like, all right, look, wait a minute, I don't have a fucking weapon. Damn it. How do I fight? Wait. Oh, there's. Can I fall down that, or do I go in it? Oh, take this.
It's dangerous to go alone.
It's dangerous. Take this.
Oh, holy shit! The sword shoots out.
And Zelda's one of those games that you could the original on the NES, you could actually put it in there, and you could put it in your NES, and it stand the time. It stand the test of time.
Yep.
It's still fun as it was back in 1986.
There's still people really that have. I feel that. Look, there are certain games that, in order to advance to other games, you have to beat certain ones for a rite of fucking passage. Yeah. That's my opinion. Legend of Zelda is one of those games that you have to beat in order to advance yourself to certain other fucking games.
I mean, with the Legend of Zelda, you had like an overworld and an underworld. And that was new for those times, where you had to go through the dungeon and collect treasure in order to advance the story further. Because if you didn't have certain items, you weren't going to go, you couldn't go in these other dungeons.
Triforce wisdom, power, and courage.
Yeah.
Yep. That cartoon, though, that cartoon sucked. But the fucking game itself, kudos to that shit. I mean,
and now we're waiting for
everyone's
for Zelda NX.
Okay.
Yeah. Come out in March.
Isn't that Zelda? Isn't that the same shit?
Yeah. I mean, the thing about the Legend of Zelda is, like I've said in previous videos, I've got it kind of holds a special place in my heart, and it's not really because of the NES. Because the funny thing is that the NES came out at a time when my parents were wholeheartedly dead set about none of us owning or playing video games at all. And like I said in previous videos, the first console that I actually owned on my own was the Super Nintendo. And for the Super Nintendo, one of the first games that I went out and got was Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Yes.
But where Zelda really kind of gets really close to me and really kind of embeds itself with me is the fact that back in 1996, I was working at Nintendo during the time that Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time launched on the Nintendo 64. I wish I still had my gold cart, but my niece actually lost it. I lent it to her, and it's gone now. But I was working there at the time, doing customer service, tech support calls, and everything else on the 800 number. And not only did I do that, but I also worked as gameplay for the game on the 900 number, and was trained how to handle gameplay calls on that fucking game. So I was one of the guys who answered the phone when you dialed that 1-900 number that was warning you that it would be $1.95 per minute. And I swear I got phone calls from kids, and just as far as a testament to the series, I remember one of the best phone calls that I got was from a 55-year-old female trucker who was at a motel room trying to play that fucking game. She had already done like 16 fucking hours on the road, but she wasn't getting any sleep. She wanted to play that fucking game.
Now let's talk about what you just said. The games that we just named and the games that are in this Hall of Fame now are games that would actually do that. Regardless if you would come home, you're like, I'm playing this shit, I'm playing it. That's it. You would turn your system on, or you would go to a fucking arcade and you would play these games. Regardless of how tired you were, you would just do the normal things. You would eat, sleep. No, not sleep. You would eat, shit, shower, and then you would go and you would play these fucking games. And that's why that these games that are now in the Hall of Fame deserve to fucking be there. Regardless if you don't have any feelings for these games or not. You have to acknowledge their place.
Yep.
You have to understand and realize that these games are so influential to video game culture, to video gamers, and to the industry as a whole. So it's like, hey, play these games. If you've never played them, play them.
Yep.
And open your mind, because they are fucking fun for what they are worth.
Yep. And the thing about these games that are in the Hall of Fame, a lot of people who've never played them before would be like, well, what's the big deal with this? You got to understand is that the big deal with all of these games is that they've set a precedent where they've influenced the rest of the industry to such a point that you can draw back even things that they do now all the way back to to those particular games.
Absolutely.
Like Space Invaders, shit, the first horizontal shooter. If you think about it, you don't get what's that, Galaxian, or fucking you don't get Galaga without it, or any of the other horizontal shooters without it. You know?
I could count that.
Well, Centipede was a little bit different.
I mean, it's the
That
same
was a
era.
Dragon game, all right?
But I mean,
As far
Asteroids, man, Asteroids, it's just, wow. I just remember playing it, and it was just like, oh my God, man, you get this little ship, and you're getting these asteroids. I mean, it's basic. It's easy to figure out, but hard to master.
I mean, if we sit there and we break down some of these games, and we're not going to go too in depth, but like I said, you could trace things that have occurred in the industry because of these games.
The funniest thing about it is that's like the hitbox system.
Yep.
Yeah.
The hitbox system for a shooter is very important. You can miss the ship by like this much, and you will understand that you fucking missed it.
Yep.
You have to be dead. You have to hit the ship, or be dead fucking center in order to fucking hit it.
I mean, sure, these games are old. Like Oregon Trail came out on the Apple IIe. Originally, I remember playing that in like 3rd grade, fucking grade school. Actually, I might have seen it sooner than that. But if you think about it, this is one of the few games where you sat there and players might have actually gone out of their way to find all the different ways that they could fucking die.
Yeah.
I'm still upset I died by shitting. That's just...
Dude, that was one of the worst. And like I said, just sitting there and having your wagon wheel break. That was another bad one too.
And if I recall correctly, you could like choose your own adventure type of thing too. You got to pick the path that you want to go on.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was
get bit by snakes.
You get bit by a snake. You can die of starvation, die of dehydration.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, that a lot of the Sims stuff there. We went ahead and we covered a lot of things that the Sims added. Same thing with GTA 3. Sonic, as far as mascots go, I'm kind of sad to see that mascots have very much disappeared in a lot of modern gaming.
Yeah.
Especially when you have so many things going first person, there isn't a lot of mascots anymore. But the funny thing about it is that the spirit of mascots in games is very much embraced by individual characters that are there in particular games. You can look at this from anything like Street Fighter 2 all the way on up to even fucking Overwatch and the other one that's coming out and everything else. All the other little different identifiable characters and all of that. Mascots were the precursor to that. Yeah, they're definitely a great thing. If there is anything that you can learn here from our videos, is that the reason why old games are important is because they influence the industry as it stands right now. If you want to find out about them, go out of there and fucking play them. I will encourage you to do that.
Please do.
Yes, all of us will encourage you to do that. Any other thoughts on the current video game news, folks?
No, that's just...
I agree with the 6 games that they selected for 2016 inductees.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I have no problem with it at all. And all 6 of those games have their place in video game history. And like we've said numerous times already, find time to go play those games, each of those games. Then you understand where we're coming from.
Yep. Oh, actually, also, some of these games still have fucking sequels. If you haven't played Space Invaders DX yet, find it. Play it.
Space Invaders Extreme.
Yes.
Or the DS. Play that shit.
I even think Oregon Trail has a sequel, I think, man.
Yeah, they have an updated version of that. But you can, like I said, you can find the original one, to play in your browser.
Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles.
Yep.
Both Sonic Adventure games.
Yep.
Play those.
And then The Legend of Zelda, NES.
Any of them.
2 of them were the NES, Super Nintendo.
Yeah, play all those.
It's been on Game Boy. It's been on DX.
Play all the Zeldas.
What's funny with the Zeldas is that if you have a Wii U and a 3DS, you can get all the fucking Zelda games.
Yep.
Yes.
On those 2 fucking consoles.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Get them.
Except for the CDI versions, they suck.
There is no CDI version. What are you talking about? I keep telling you that. That does not exist.
That's a diehard Zelda fan. He is just terribly upset.
Terrible.
That the theme even mentions that. He just...
No. No, they don't exist.
That is gray mouse repellent. Not a mousetrap. We'll just find we'll hang up Philips CDI Zelda games and
I will not enter that room.
Yeah.
But like we said, guys, I highly recommend you to go play each and every one of those 6 games that were inducted into the Hall of Fame. It's well worth your time. Even playing the originals is
yeah.
Yep. All righty. With that, folks, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this particular video. We're going to be back with a little bit more Nintendo news in the next video. Again, thank you for spending the last few minutes with us. If you're so kind, hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave comments below. We're happy to answer any sort of comments. We're happy to go ahead and answer any sort of feedback. We are here every week.
Yep. Without fail.
Yeah, exactly.
We try to be.
We try to be. With that, I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
Once again, for the benefits of common sense, logic, and gaming in Hall of Fame. Games finally coming out. Damn it.
Yes.
What if Mighty Number 9 gets delayed again?
I will be very fucking angry.
Closing credits.
Don't make me threaten you, Keiji Inafune.